This video presents the work on evaluation of post-tracking performance of HTC Vive virtual reality system. This is work done by Mohammad Sadiq Iqbal, Vishal Ramadas, and Matteo Zoppi of Pima Robotics Group at the University of Genoa, Italy. HTC Vive's lighthouse tracking is often adapted as the go-to system for low-cost, easy setup, 6 degree of freedom motion tracking system. Prior knowledge of its performance is essential for its use. Many times, it may turn out that the choice of Vive tracking does not meet the required performance for a specific application, either due to bad calibration or the unknown uncertainty to reduce the measurement error. In this work, we aim to address the inconsistency and ambiguity in the literature on spatial tracking performance of Vive lighthouse tracking system in static case and provide a reliable dynamic post-tracking performance evaluation using standardized methodologies adapted from ASTM. The contributions of this work are as follows: standardized evaluation of static precision and accuracy, dynamic post-tracking evaluation, substantiation of the obtained results of dynamic performance with human risk trajectory profiles, addressing the dependency of tracking performance on calibration. These contributions are done for all three devices currently available with Vive lighthouse tracking system, namely tracker, controller, and head mount display. A custom system was developed for experimentation considering the requirements of the standards. An industrial serial robo, Como NS16 Foundry Hand, was selected as the ground truth reference system because of its proven repeatability of 0.05 mm. A custom data collection API was developed for receiving data from Como and the Vive. One of the significant advantages of this system architecture is that it has no inter-system dependency between the reference system and Vive system, thereby removing any sort of influence on the results of evaluation. The procedure for static precision evaluation is as follows. 10 points were chosen randomly, and these 10 points were visited 10 times each in a random order. This procedure complies with the ASTM standard. In the video, you can observe that the robo stays in the first 2 points for 10 seconds, and the other visits are shown speeded up. In this case, we are comparing the post data in static, thus the data collected during the path traversals are not considered in post-processing. The box plots of position and orientation error can be observed here. The precision error for the head mount display was found to be less than 1 mm. From the table, we can see that maximum deviation for HMD was 0.873 mm and 0.2041 degree. The average deviation was around 0.1179 mm and 0.0749 degree. The excellent precision was observed through the percentile information. The expected error at 99.7 percentile is 0.5243 mm, showing the exceptional quality of the data tracked. Actual experiments were conducted in dark and recommended configured environment, in contrast to what is represented in this video. The position and orientation error box plots of the tracker and controller device also shows good results with the worst deviation error at 2.48 mm and 3.44 mm. Through two hypotheses testing, namely average error test and maximum permissible error test, we can statistically infer on the static precision that the average deviation from mean is in sub-millimeter range and less than 0.5 degrees. The maximum deviation from mean is less than 1 centimeter and 1 degree. For the static accuracy, the procedure is as follows. 100 points were chosen randomly within the workspace of the Como, and the data post was collected at each post for 10 seconds. The video shows the traversal to few points at 8 times the actual speed. The data post point cloud for the tracker device is shown for the sake of clarity. Again, the data collected when the robo was moving was eliminated by post-processing. For the tracker device, a maximum error of 9.6425 mm and 0.9233 degrees was observed. The 99.7 percentile error was 9.4207 mm and 0.9131 degrees. The point cloud of the data collected at the 100 static locations can be seen. Through the same hypothesis testing, we can infer on the static accuracy of all the three devices that the average post error is less than 3 mm and 0.5 degree, and the maximum post error is less than 11 mm and 1 degree. Moving on to dynamic analysis, the procedure is as follows. The devices were mounted on a metrological bar and moved in two patterns at three orthogonal orientations at an average speed of 1200 plus or minus 700 mm per second, which is the average walking speed of a human. The top section is the x-axis pattern at three different orientations, and the bottom is the y-axis pattern with three different orientations at the actual speed. The controller mount is attached in the video. The same pattern was repeated with tracker mount and the HMD mount. The standardized dynamic analysis results showed high loss of data and poor quality of tracked data. The error was too high, rendering the tracking useless. For instance, the tracker maximum error was 5 meters and 33% of data was lost in tracking. Only the HMD was able to track properly without loss in data. The good performance of HMD is due to the physical dimensions of the device. As no significant inference could be made with the data at this velocity, we move on to determine the reliable velocity range for all the devices. In order to determine the reliable velocity bound, we propose two necessary conditions to be satisfied. First, the null hypothesis for the average error test must be accepted, and the percentage loss of tracking must be less than 0.5%. These two will ensure high quality data and less loss in data. High quality and high loss is not acceptable too. The same procedure of the standard was done, but with reduced average velocity of the trajectories. The reduction of velocity was done systematically, and the bound was determined at the velocity shown in the table with its corresponding performance parameters. The velocity within the bound were also verified and tabulated in the appendix of the article. The trajectory tracked at the velocity bound for one of the pattern is shown here. The height z-axis is shown separately for reference. Now we move on to validate the velocity bound determined. Human wrist trajectory was chosen here as an application to substantiate the results. The reasoning is that we needed a random complex motion to test the responsiveness and challenge the algorithm of the Vive Lighthouse tracking system. 8 human wrist trajectories were recorded with OptiTrack motion capture system. You can observe the markers on the wrist band the subject is wearing. The recorded trajectory was then fitted within the prescribed workspace of COMO. The reliability conditions were tested for each trajectory and compared against the bound. The table here shows that for this particular trajectory, the tracking is reliable and the velocity is less than the upper bound. This is another trajectory recorded with the same procedure. The result here also confers within the bound. Few trajectories were found unreliable and the corresponding velocity bound was verified to be higher than our determined bound. Having determined the bounds and substantiated it, now we suggest the following for evaluating Vive Lighthouse tracking system for a specific application. Let's say you want to use the tracker device at a maximum speed of 100 mm per second and you expect to have an average error less than 1 cm. The first thing is to refer the table 14 of the article, identify the row with the speed, and check for RMSE and E-bar. As both is less than 1 cm, now you can proceed to calibrate and set up Vive considering the recommendations mentioned in the Appendix C of the article. It can be observed from the table that an average error of 3.9 mm could be expected from the tracking. The known measurement uncertainty could be inculcated in the measurement process. If the tracking average error is higher than 3.9 mm, then the procedure mentioned in the Appendix B of the article should be performed until the expected performance is met. If the performance of tracking is not satisfied after trying the above steps, it is safe to infer that the HTC Vive Lighthouse system is not suitable for the application. To summarize, standardized evaluation of static precision and accuracy was presented, and extensive dynamic post-tracking evaluation of all the 3 Vive devices was performed. The obtained results of dynamic performance were substantiated with the human wrist trajectory profiles. Furthermore, the use case and the procedure for evaluating Vive devices for a custom application was presented. The authors would like to thank Mikhail Gilik and Kirti Sagar for their support in this work. Thank you.